This is the reason why Canelo Alvarez is not a top level fighter today. He is not on the top 10 or even close to it. Since his resume keep aging like milk while he's avoiding the best competition. Canelo is calling out Jake Paul to fight next. He also wants to fight Conor in 2025 or even Floyd Mayweather, who is 50 years old, instead of Crawford, Benavidez, Morrell, or the man who recently beat him, Bivol. If Canelo doesn't want to fight Benavidez for undisputed, then fight Bivol, a man who already beat you. Avenge that loss. If Canelo doesn't want to fight at 175, then fight Benavidez at 168, Morrell at 168. If Canelo wants to fight Floyd Mayweather, who is 50 years old, 147-pounder, then at least fight Crawford, the current boxing undisputed pound-for-pound #1 king. The Floyd Mayweather of today, Bud Crawford. As time goes by, Canelo Alvarez's resume, instead of aging like wine, has been aging like milk due to his legendary status of cherry picking. Majority of the cherries he fought got exposed, especially recently. This is why Canelo is basically a YouTube boxer right now. He's in the class with Jake Paul and fighters like that, instead of the real fighters of today that fight the best in their division in order to prove that they are the best. After all, that's what makes a legendary fighter. For Canelo case, he's been ducking so hard, his fights really been exhibitions. I mean, when you look at the Rocky Fielding of the world, Avini Yildirim's of the world, coming off a loss when Canelo fought him, Ryder, Munguia, and even Edgar Berlanga, all of these fights are exhibitions. These are not real fights because we already knew the outcome to these fights. Munguia, when he fought Canelo, Canelo couldn't even stop him. He actually gave Canelo a good fight, surprisingly. He won a lot of rounds. Well, last night, Canelo Alvarez's opponent that he fought this year, Munguia, he fought last night against Bruno, a fighter with only 4 KOs. This was supposed to be a warm-up fight, a stay busy fight, an active fight. And would you guys, Bruno, who has only 4 KOs on his record and 2 draws, he knocked out Munguia, something Canelo couldn't do, which further exposes Canelo's level of cherry picking. I mean, Canelo is having a hard time fighting cherries. When Canelo was fighting Munguia, the fight was actually competitive, surprisingly. Bruno with 4 KOs did something Canelo couldn't do by knocking out Munguia. Man, something is smelling funky. And it's Canelo Alvarez resume because it's Asian like milk and it's smelling like milk. In fact, Canelo Alvarez needs more milk as we speak. He needs more milk. He needs more cherries to keep struggling to beat them. But at least he's not losing in his mind. That's a victory to Canelo. Just look at Canelo Alvarez's exhibitions instead of fighting the Mexican monster Benavidez. He fought Avini Yildirim. We already know what time it is. Eubanks even knocked him out. Then Rocky Fielding, Munguia even knocked him out. Canelo couldn't. Then Canelo fought Munguia. Bruno knocked him out with 4 KOs. And Edgar Berlanga. We all know Edgar Berlanga day is coming. He may lose even worse than Munguia. The irony of it all, this is the 3rd fighter Oscar De La Hoya tried to rack up his career, protect him until he's 40-0 and 50-0, like he tried to do with Gilberto Ramirez to beat Floyd Mayweather 50-0 record. And even while cherry picking, Munguia gets KO'd. Every excuse Canelo has made in order to avoid the best competition in or around his division, like Beterbiev, Bivol, Benavidez, Morrell, or even Crawford, them excuses already got debunked, not once, but multiple times. And here is another one. Canelo said he don't want to fight Crawford because he's moving up in weight and he's not going to get his credit. But he had no problem fighting Munguia for less money, who was a 154-pounder. Like he had no problem fighting Jamel Charlo. Just like he had no problem fighting Mir Khan, Josecito Lopez, etc., etc., etc. They all were moving up multiple weight divisions. For less money, Canelo fought them. And no legacy on the line. But when it came to legacy and his biggest payday against Crawford, he's ducking the smoke. Which is why Canelo Alvarez resume is Asian like milk. He's famously known for losing to Floyd every single second of that fight. Then he went on to lose to Lara. However, he robbed him. Then he fought Gennady Golovkin. He managed to barely beat him in a controversial win. Even then, Canelo tested positive for PEDs. So Canelo Alvarez's biggest win of his career got tainted with a controversial decision and also with steroids that he took in order to get the job done of barely beating Gennady Golovkin. These are some of Canelo Alvarez's biggest wins. He robbed Lara and barely beat Gennady Golovkin on steroids. And we all know Gennady Golovkin wasn't even all that. He was cherry picking and ducking more than Canelo himself. Gennady Golovkin avoided Lara, Andre Ward, and even Jamal Charlo, and Andrade moving up in weight. Canelo Alvarez's biggest accomplishment is barely winning on steroids. This is why Canelo resume is Asian like milk. Since then, Canelo has been cherry picking, losing in the process to a cherry pick that went wrong since Canelo thought Bivol was another European fighter. So Canelo is not even looking good against the cherries he's selecting. Matter of fact, Canelo is not even just looking horrible against them. Canelo is even losing to them. The truth is, this is what Canelo Alvarez's legacy will be remembered for. Losing, ducking, and cheating by using steroids. And let's not forget the cherry on top, looking terrible against his own cherries that he selected. That being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Is Canelo Alvarez gonna fight Bruno next, who has 5 KOs? I truly believe we are looking at Canelo Alvarez's next cherry pick opportunity. This is his next cherry victim. Canelo is like a hyena licking his chops looking at Bruno. I would have said a lion, but that's too much of a compliment. Canelo ain't no lion because a lion will challenge another lion to protect his territory, not give it up like a hyena would. That being said, go ahead and subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.